1, go.
You're now listening to the Glorious House of Games podcast. Here's your host, Ray Worldwide. What the fuck is going on, everybody? Today is Thursday, August 8th. It is not hump day, but if it was, you're goddamn right. And we are sitting at the round table of testosterone, which is actually a square because we have a leaf in the middle. To my right, the butcher, the baker, Joey NPC. What's going on, Joe?
Another one.
And to his right, the man, the myth, the legend, Beard So Masculine. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And to his right, we have the man that is steering the ship, Anthony. What's going on, Pody? And to his right, we have a very special guest in the building. We have not seen him in almost forever. Vinny Vegas. What's going on, Vin?
What's going on, everybody?
So, before we get started, Joe, would you like to explain why we are missing one of the members of the crew tonight?
Yeah, sure. How's everybody doing tonight? You might be surprised. First of all, what an intro. I'm very impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree.
That was pretty good, Ray.
Is Rob's job security now?
That was good.
Rob, we did this to Jimmy, and we're doing it to you. You've been terminated.
Oh, shit.
Now, some of you are probably wondering what the fuck's going on. Where is Rob? We listen to the podcast because we love Rob. Now, I was a little skeptical doing tonight's episode because Rob has been on 70 episodes. This is episode 71. We've been going strong well over a year now. We do one a week. And without Rob, it kind of feels weird because we're not just fake bros that do this shit on the side and try to make money. We're like real life friends. So he wanted us to do this tonight without him. He is out this week. He is in the building. We are in the studio, which is downstairs. It's a room specifically set up for a podcast. He is upstairs in bed, and he is very sick. He's actually in the live chat right now. For those of you who are in the live chat, if you're listening to this after we already put it out online, then obviously you can't chat with him, but that's the benefit of using the YouTube chat. So he got sick last week, real sick. All of us went out last week, over the weekend, on Friday night to a local bar. We got absolutely annihilated. Ray can get into it a little bit. Jay can talk about it. Annihilated. I mean, I Ubered home. We all. Ray was dancing on bar stools. It was a really good night. And we got home, and the next morning, Rob woke up and he texted me and he's like, "I'm covered in sweat. I'm on the couch. I don't know what's wrong." And now we're on Thursday. This guy's gone 6 days. Temperature, fever, has been pumping medication, doing everything he can. He is super sick. So he's upstairs.
And you know, everybody that listens to the show, you know that Rob refuses to go see a doctor.
Yeah. So, you know, he's not here tonight. We'll try to keep this podcast to about an hour. And he will be back next week for episode 72. And for tonight, we're gonna do it without him. And hopefully you enjoy it. As always, Rob goes briefly, real quick, through the new Patreon. We call it the Patreon shout-out list. New members this week. I'll read them off. We got 6 new people. Opie Red, Joe the Pirate, Ashton Jones, Joe Scivoletti, hope I'm pronouncing that right, Jeremy Nowitzki, maybe related to the Dallas Mavericks.
Dirk Nowitzki?
Yeah, different last name, but close enough. Maybe cousins. And Ted Danzig. Those are the new members, and I'm sure Rob appreciates you guys being on there. Rob did put out a video today, which we'll get into in a minute, that some of that Patreon money that you guys are doing, paying, he's actually putting to good use. And these mics we're using tonight, this guy went out today and bought the most expensive mics on the market. They're the Joe Rogan mics that he uses. I read online many famous celebrities use these mics. Hopefully you can hear the difference in the sound. If not, because this is the first night, we're going to tweak the settings and make sure as the next week or two goes on we have the settings correct. But these are $400 mics a piece. What? This guy went out and bought 4 of them. With tax, the shit came to $1,700. just for the microphones. And we already had a setup, so he wanted to splurge and get that because we're dedicated to the podcast and he loves the podcast. And last but not least, I'll finish off with reading off the God Amongst Men tier. Hank Bowers, our man Zach G, Damian McCoy, Anthony Capola, Riley Weir, Aaron Torres, Cody Lawson, Austin Thomas, John Nelson, Daniel Tran, Stevie Seven Nuts, I know Ray loves that name, Colin Moretti, Joe Kaminsky, B. Wilfong, Joe Scivoletti, which I mentioned earlier, Ashton Jones, and Opie Red. All those last three are the new members. So Rob is very appreciative of you guys. All right, so as always, Rob asks, what'd you do this weekend? Who wants to kick it off?
Yeah, as you stated, we were all together pretty much hanging out with the exception of Vin, who's just getting back from his worldwide travels. But yeah, we pretty much turned up, man. That night was a blur for me, but I know it was a good time, Jay.
It was definitely a good time. I don't know about a blur. You had a lot to drink. You had definitely, you had some company there that was...
cursing me off.
I got there early.
I remember that, but yeah, overall, I mean, I know we don't want to get in the night too much, but we all got wasted. It was a rough night. Some nights are fun, but honestly, when we get that drunk, I don't really enjoy it that much because, number one, you can't defend yourself. I mean, if we would have gotten into a brawl, which okay, so Jay was the only one who was like in good shape, no matter if something went down. And something almost did briefly, if you recall. A ginger gentleman came up to you and was putting his face in your face. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he kept bumping me, and I was getting very aggravated. I was trying to entertain a couple young ladies at once, and he kept hitting me, and I'm just like, I was about to turn around and like just not even punch him. I was gonna bitch slap him, tell him to sober the fuck up, because it was only like 10:30, and this guy is sloppy drunk, and I was a little annoyed about that.
Yeah. So we had someone take a picture of us. I don't remember which one of us in the crew asked for a picture to be taken of us, but when the individual took a picture of us, this guy who was sloppy drunk trying to instigate was going to do something. And I heard one of his buddies saying, "Don't do it, don't do it." And I just knew if that guy did something, then shit was going to go down.
It would have been a wrap.
And the problem is, like I said, being that drunk, it just... everything's a blur. Like, I mean, I could have gotten whacked in the face and I wouldn't have even known. So it's not good to get that drunk sometimes. I remember someone complimented me on my shirt that I was wearing. I don't remember what that person looked like. I didn't have any kind of conversation. I just don't like getting that drunk.
What was the shirt?
It was one of the new polo shirts, Ralph Lauren with the teddy bear on it. So again, and who knows what that conversation could have been.
It wasn't that nice of a shirt.
It was either my point.
What was it, a girl?
It was a girl, but my point is, you don't fucking... It's not good to get that drunk. It's just not. And I had to Uber home. I thought I was going to throw up in both fucking Ubers.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrible. Anyway, so moving on.
So Joey, in regards to the picture, I know that you actually got complimented on how you looked. So I'm not sure if you and Rob didn't do any kind of weigh-in, right?
We did not, but I did do a weigh-in.
Okay, how you feeling?
Would you like to know what I'm weighing?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
I'm feeling... Oh, I see where you're going with this. I'm feeling tremendous.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the new shirts are available. Feeling tremendous. Only available at robertfrank615.com. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, and speaking of my weight, I'll just touch on this real quick. We didn't do a weigh-on. If you're on Patreon, Rob usually does my weight every week. I did it before I came here because I went to the doctor today. And ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for my weight? My weight... 220 pounds.
You're in the 20s. Good for you.
Dude.
I don't think he had both feet on the scale.
Let me tell you.
Is that good?
Is it good?
I listen. Listen, I have a commute to work.
We're gonna.
I listen to this, but I don't know like where you're.
We're gonna get to you in a minute. We're gonna give. No, we want to hear the whole Grease story.
No, don't worry. I'm talking about me. Where would you start?
About to give the breakdown.
All right, let's go.
So here we go. I'm down 30 pounds in 70 days. 68 days. I started like June 1st, basically. Last week when we weighed me in, I was 225. That was my new lowest record, like 225.6. And I went to the doctor today and they put me on the scale. And I could dedicate that to, I lost more weight this week because I got sick. Rob, as we just mentioned, is sick. This dude got me sick at 102.2 temperature on Monday, and I sweat probably 3 pounds alone of water weight off of me. And throughout the week, I've barely eaten. I still did go to the gym. I did my fat burner this morning, the steel, and I'm not gonna cry. Don't give me that. I'm not gonna get too emotional. But dude, you don't understand losing 30 pounds, like what it means for me, because I haven't been able to break my weight for like 5-6 years now. Like, it's disgusting what I've done to myself. And as I get poked by J-Lo, who thinks I'm the Pillsbury Doughboy, I still have so much more to go, because I had to lose basically almost 70 pounds to get to like a good looking weight. So being down 30, 220, like the goals are coming. I'm very happy. As I always say, Ray has been my #1 supporter, and anyone who wants to lose weight, it is very possible. And if you go on, and this is a shout out for Rob, if you go on steelsups615.com and you use code RF10 to get that 10% off the Veg Pro peanut butter I just picked up yesterday. They sent me a text and said it's back in stock, so I grabbed that because that shit is supposed to be like the best. It's basically protein. It's like a vegan base. They're not using any animal product and shit. Not that I cared so much about that part of it as much as it tastes like heaven on earth. So I'm now doing that in addition to the BCAAs and the shredded as fuck and the pre-workout. I'm just doing all steel supplements and I'm dieting hardcore and I'm seeing crazy results and I'm so fucking happy. So shout out to Steel Supplements.
Well, congratulations to you, Joe, and you are on your way to the 2 teens, brother.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
Dude, I have a picture on my phone from January, I guess it was it this January? You were 219. You weighed in at...
Nah, that was December 2017 when we were at the gym.
The Manville or whatever
Manville
one.
Retro
You were
Fitness.
219 because you're like, oh, I'm going to compete.
Yes, that was almost 2 years ago. And that
and you went up since then.
31 pounds.
Yeah, I remember.
That was like
Right,
my
so
goal at the time. But dude, that was 219, not like body fat. Like right now, I'm at 220 with way less body fat on my body because I've been exercising. That was a 219 of probably a still good amount of body fat. So I'm seeing great results.
I gotta jump in right there. We got a couple of super chats we need to get to.
Ooh.
First one's up. Robert Frank 615 with a super chat saying that drunk fights are the best fights. And then there was one here, but it is now gone. It says message retracted. It was stating something about Rob. Is he doing something with his? I don't know. I didn't really have it written down.
It is what?
It was.
It could be anything.
No, it
Sling
was
in
one
his
of
bed.
it's one of the other websites he's messing with, but they since retracted it. So
What does that mean? Retracted.
They
took
took
back
it
their-
back.
Did
Their
they take
super
their
chat.
they get their money back at least?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Well, fuck. They better.
We got Milkshake sends a super chat, $2.79 for. It says this is for Rob's water bottle to get better soon. All right, and we got one more that just came in from Ethan Blake, $4.99. Rob, I'm a summer camp counselor. Is can't read right. Hooked on phonics. The guy that's been roasting me right now. He's loving the fuck that I can't read right now. Rob, I'm a summer camp counselor. Is it bad when one of my campers hurts themselves? I tell them to, I guess, fuck up. I tell them to up the trend. Is that bad? I'm going to answer for Rob. I'm pretty sure he's going to say no, that the more trend, the better. So,
Well, I mean, are these children he's counseling?
yeah,
He tells the kids to do that?
up the trend,
Just gotta punch him in the chest and tell him to suck it up.
basically.
I mean, that was the thing to do back in the day. Anytime, you get hurt, the older kids used to punch us in the chest, tell us to man up.
Yeah, basically.
Builds character.
Yeah, I was always playing sports with guys that are like 6 years older than me, so I was always taller than them, so I got stuck with like the older crowd, and these kids used to beat the crap out of me. Yeah.
Well, Vin, I tell you, I'm very excited to hear about your worldwide travels, man. If you want to kind of dive into where you've been and what you've been up to lately with the sanitation department.
Also, when do you recall the last episode you were on? Because for a lot of people, I mean, since you left the podcast, or since the last episode you were on, let's say, the podcast has made major changes. We've, again, no disrespect to you, there's a much bigger following.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know when the last one was. It had to be at least 6 months ago, right?
It's probably sometime after the Las Vegas trip.
Yeah.
That was
Dude, I don't have...
Was that
wow.
October-ish?
No,
So
September.
you're talking
We
like...
go every September.
Yeah, but I think you missed the first week after. That was towards, I think October was maybe the last time.
No way.
Yeah.
Pody thinks he knows. January.
Well,
Yeah. Well,
I had a friend who was a special guest on here, Kodak Jack.
But that wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me.
Of course not.
So really...
But prior to that, I don't know when...
It's been almost a year. So a lot of my point is a lot of people who are listening right now may have not started from the beginning and known who you were.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But
For
Vin,
those who
Vin is,
don't know you.
Vin is
Nice.
actually on our
All right.
graphic art.
Yeah.
So
He is.
Vin is actually the one with the New York Yankees hat on the
Yeah,
podcast
that's
art.
With the
All right, so you want me to give it like a quick
just
intro?
real quick,
Who I
just
am?
give us an intro. You haven't
case
been
you
on
don't
for
know.
a year, and a lot of the
All right.
people,
All right.
we're up to like 20 to 30,000 people that listen now. When we first started off, we started like thinking not that many people listen, and it's grown a lot since you've been on.
Jesus, okay.
It's gotten very crazy.
All right, I'll give a briefing.
Give it up.
All right. I guess my original name would be Vinny Bag of Chips. If you don't know, I'm Joey's brother.
You just gotta disown Anthony like that?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
he's
you're
not.
fucking
He's not a
the
bag.
Pody's brother,
He's
too.
a pody. He's my brother, but he's not the bag. Bag of chips, bag of donuts, right? Anyway, sorry, I'm having some problems with my thing here, camera. So I'm part of the crew for a long time. I was on the podcast when it first started. I took Ray's. Those of you that know, Ray used to be Ray Vegas. But I challenged him on a podcast to the title of his name because I just felt, why does he have this name? I didn't really know the backstory of it. He kind of told me. Long story short, stole that title, no problem.
Decimated me.
I did listen to the last podcast, I believe, that someone also said it looks like I'm stealing the worldwide title as well, which I do think after my past trip, which I'll get into, I might have taken that title.
You're gonna steal his girl next? What are you gonna do, man?
But yeah, dude. So I was on the reason I left. Some issues with my job. They weren't too fond of this, just because we talk about all sorts of shit, and So I took a little break from it, and I'm back, I guess, just because. Why not?
You're back almost like Jimmy Triceps. I feel like next week your ass won't be here.
Well, the other thing, another thing is my schedule was changed for a while, in which I worked through the hours that the podcast was being recorded. Now I'm on day shift, in which I am available after 5 o'clock every day. And I just figured, fuck, why not? I miss being on here. I mean, I also looked into it a little bit. I spoke with somebody at work. And there's actually nothing wrong with what I'm doing on here.
Yeah, I could understand if we were talking about certain things, especially like the legal things, and we're not.
Right.
So, a lot of people from where I work listen as well. And there's, I would say we're very Howard Stern-esque, I guess you could say. We're talking about things most people talk about just behind closed doors. But we're behind closed doors, technically. The difference is we have microphones and then broadcast outside of these doors. But we're having conversations that everyone that I talk to, when they do talk to me, they're like, I talk about I listen to a certain subject, and then they talk about it to me in person because it was like intriguing to them, and they've had those conversations at Thanksgiving dinner and whatnot. So we're not doing anything that crazy.
No, I mean, it's essentially like the locker room banter, they say. It is. Ooh, it's nice and quiet now.
Yeah.
What happened?
The air conditioner shut off.
Cool. All right, it's been a while. Anyway, so yeah, that's me. I have been listening to all the podcasts though since I've left because I have about a 40-minute ride to work, and I tend to listen to it. And I actually must say, when I listen on the day you guys do it, Wednesday or Thursday. I'm actually like a fan now. And I used to, when I first left, I would listen and it's like, oh, my boy's just talking. And then I've been off it so long that it's like a podcast that I actually listen to. It's kind of funny, actually. And then I get excited to like, oh, is it Wednesday? I listen. And then after I listen, come Wednesday, Thursday, I'm like, duh, I got to fucking wait a week. So I understand the people that are like full-time listeners that don't get to hear it like on a regular basis, you know? So when I'm not listening to this, I listen to Joe Rogan. No big deal. You know?
All right, we got to get a couple comments we got to read out.
Go ahead.
Meryl Coleman says, welcome back, Vin.
Hey.
Grease look lit.
Oh.
When is the Robert Frank All Sports Day taking place? Are you guys still going to do that? Joe, you guys could box there.
This must be the guy.
I wanted to get into that.
Yeah. So let's first get into that, Vin. Grease look fun. We really didn't get into your talking about
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. I don't want to make it long, but I went to Italy first. Positano, which is like the Amalfi Coast, South Italy. Capri, which is an island right off it. We took a boat to there. Dude, we like hopped around in different fucking caves and shit, restaurants on the water. And then from there we flew to Mykonos, Greece, which is like this new on and popping place that everybody's been going to lately. And it's just, dude, I was gone for like 10 days. I spent a shit ton of money. And it was fucking awesome, dude. I partied. Listen, you guys know, Joe, we've done Vegas. I used to do Florida all the time. I've done a lot of trips. I've been on different vacation spots with my girl, with the guys, whatever. This was the best vacation I ever went on.
Really?
Dude.
Fuck.
I know. And like Vegas is the shit. Like when I go with the guys, we fucking party. But this was hands down the best trip I ever went on.
Thanks for the invite.
I know, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
And what's cool is like, dude, I was getting DMs from people. They're like, they thought I guess Dan Bilzerian was in Positano also with a bunch of chicks on his yacht, which I then saw a video he recently posted that his yacht was parked outside of the water, like where our hotel was. But I think that was the closest thing I could feel like Dan. I mean, it was 8 girls and me and my boy. It was 2 guys, 8 girls. I mean, we had a yacht one day. If you saw my stories,
your dick in though.
On the trip?
I know. How many of those girls you sticking your dick in?
It doesn't matter. You know what people are saying like, oh well, if you go with your girl and then other girls, that's stupid. But I still felt fucking cool. And it was just, I mean,
you have an entourage of all women.
Yeah, everywhere we showed up, it was just me and him and fucking like 8 girls.
Yeah, and they're all hot.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, and
dude, it was fucking awesome.
And as Jay says, I mean no disrespect, but any of those girls could potentially be on the back burner if you ever become single by being able to go there with them and keeping them close.
Right. Exactly.
They'll remember those moments,
right,
you know.
Right.
In a year from now, just in case you happen to be single, like remember we were in Greece.
Remember that
the
time?
times. Let's relight the flame.
Let's get a couple more super chats before we get back into the story. It says, milkshake again with 279. Vin is back, Jimmy is gone, and Joe's still fat.
I'll agree.
Nice.
I am still fat. I mean, being 220 is not acceptable. And that kind of brings us to the point of the previous super chat from Merrill, which is, when is this All Sports Day happening?
What is this? What does that even mean?
The All Sports Day
I thought you listened to every podcast.
Maybe I'm driving. Sometimes
it was,
I don't know.
A few months ago, I challenged everybody to an event.
Oh, okay. Like an Olympics?
Yeah, basically.
Got it.
Special Olympics, yeah.
I wanted to go.
Joey, as my brother, was a great pitcher. Other than that, I don't know. What do you think you're going to win at?
Yeah.
So I said I'd play Ray and Jay in basketball. It would be me and Pody versus them two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we
Nothing
got
You're
threes.
just going to like shoot threes all day?
We're gonna shoot threes all day and make it rain.
Okay.
That's our only shot. We're not gonna go inside because Jay is like fucking 6'5".
Yeah, everything is getting tossed.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well that's gonna go, but it's worth a shot.
Okay.
I don't recall what I said I'd go against Rob doing. Maybe baseball. I think that's the only thing he was halfway decent at. I don't even recall.
Okay.
But someone asked for you and I to box. And
So, before you finish that, I heard that it was either 1 or 2 podcasts ago, and they said they asked you who would win in a fist fight, and you were so confident to say yourself, and I was actually shocked that you didn't even hesitate or think. You're
Not
just
even a
like,
blink.
definitely I would win.
yeah.
and I think you're out of your fucking mind.
Well, listen, on that
You
day...
might have me on the weight, but I've never even seen you fight.
You are a trained professional by the sanitation department.
Yeah. Not only do I have training and multiple fights under my belt, I'm fucking fast, baby.
Well, here's the thing.
You said it yourself. You saw that machine. That's all about
you
speed.
you have quite the power punch, but
Yeah.
what you don't realize is we've all said
You've
that.
also never. I'm telling you, the second you get into the real deal,
Just hear me out for
and
a
you
second.
get maybe one to the chin, you're like, oh shit.
I know that, and with your power punch, it's very possible. But here's the thing: why I think I could win. I've been known as somewhat of a Rain Man, sort
know
of,
what you're gonna
with these
say.
behaviors.
Yeah. I fought fucking
Some
psychos before.
no, I don't mean retards.
You're just gonna
right?
throw haymakers and hope
no,
to connect.
No,
and that
it's not
has I
that.
see that every now and again in UFC. That one fucking clock and they win, but it doesn't.
That's not what I'm getting at.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking that, we've joked around that there's a possibility that I'm on the spectrum of what you could say.
Yeah.
I truly
called
believe
Asperger's.
that I can see things in slow motion. I don't know if you've ever watched.
What do you want? What's the drug
What are those
you're
called?
going?
You hit a Chapman
Limit-
fastball too?
limit-
PCP?
PDD. No, the PD. Joe Rogan talks about them, like PSDs or something like that, like
All right, well,
psychedelic
listen.
drug, some kind of.
Yeah.
You ever seen the movie with the guy who played Iron Man? What the fuck is his
Limitless?
name? No. Robert
Robert
Downey
Downey
Jr.
Jr.
plays like Sherlock Holmes, and like when
called
he
Sherlock
fights in the
Holmes.
movie,
I
like
think
all
it's
the shit
called.
slows down and he sees the punches and he knows the moves. That's the kind of scenario I feel like would happen if we fought. But the only way, let's resolve it real quick. We're adding that event to the sports day. You and I will box. We just
Holy
need to
crap.
make sure we have gloves. I don't need headgear. I mean, because
Obviously.
so it's been added for that individual.
I have the perfect boxing location for it too.
All right. Then
I
we're
could
set.
get us in. I don't want to say where I work, but there's a boxing gym there with
All
an
right.
actual boxing ring. It's meant for boxing. Yeah.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, after this podcast, we will actually sit and schedule a date. We need to set
Yeah.
a live date and just make it happen.
But let's just call it now. It's 3 rounds, 3-minute rounds. Because realistically, to go longer than 9 goddamn minutes, the amount of cardio involved, you're wasting people's time.
Dude.
One of us needs to hurt the other person.
even
before 9
even
minutes.
2 rounds. I mean, that's 6
I'm
months.
telling you right now.
I don't watch it. Who has actually boxed here recently? Because I remember when I was boxing when I was younger, after like a minute,
Yeah.
I was tired. Because
Joey's gonna be gay.
Maybe you guys didn't see that 4-minute video I sent you of one of my gym rounds of me hitting the bag. I sent you about a 15-second clip.
It was all with your right hand.
You're right, because that right hand is a haymaker.
I watched it. No. Like I said, after throwing a few punches, I remember boxing for like a minute and I wasn't holding anything back. It was just like everyone just throwing haymakers and jabs, and I remember being gassed after at least a minute.
I really want to do this because you're gonna be shocked at what
Joe,
it's
you
really
have
like.
you exude the most confidence out of any person I've ever met in my whole entire life.
Yeah, but
And I
then
think
put
it's
him in,
admirable.
But then put him in the middle of a bar and all that confidence goes away. Where is it then?
It's coming back though. It's coming back.
All right.
We got a couple
Moving
more.
on.
We got a couple more
Okay.
super chats to read. First, I don't know. Robert Frank said we spelled Vincenzo's name wrong. So
Did you?
Well,
my
it's
ad?
fixed.
We
It's
already
fixed.
fixed that.
we
Up.
already
So-
fixed it.
I
But
gained 100 followers over my trip, guys. No
Yeah.
big deal.
it's all right. Yeah. That's like still 100 more than me.
Someone bigger reposted me. Sorry, Rob.
Superb.
And then we got another $2 super chat. Jeremy Ennis. Have any of you guys tried Bliss, Candy Bliss?
Yeah, this
Joey, I
afternoon.
think, right? Or no?
I've had Candy Bliss pre-workout. And I love it. In terms of the 88 Volek, I believe they're mentioning, I have not had that. But if it's the same taste, the taste is amazing.
Yeah, I've just had the 88 pre. Oh, what the?
Oh, look who's here!
Can you, for those of
Guys,
you,
if you think we're kidding, that he really is sick, and that mask is actually to prevent us from catching whatever the fuck he's got.
yeah.
I think we already have HIV, so
I think he has
we're okay.
gonorrhea herpes.
Yeah.
Just get the fuck out of here.
How do the mics sound?
The mics sound
That's
okay.
pretty good, I think. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes after.
That was terrifying.
There's
one more super chat from Danny Dorito. New name after the event, Joey Bag of L's.
That's very possible. I might lose everything, but
I believe you will.
I'm going in with a positive outlook. And everyone made fun of me before I started losing weight. I'm down 30 pounds. So clearly, not everyone knows what the fuck my future holds. And just to the couple people, I want to wrap this up very quick. Couple people asking why I'm saying I'm Rain Man or I'm on the spectrum or anything. If you knew me personally, many people like to bust my balls and say that to me for certain behaviors.
Everyone here will co-sign that.
Yeah, I mean,
we think you may be slightly special.
I can tell you, knowing him my whole life, he's just, still like I don't want to say he's socially awkward, but he is. I don't know how else to explain it. He's also very like OCD, a little psychotic, and
math.
Like numbers and shit. He writes stuff down. It's like he used to write down lists. Dude, I'm talking back in like high school. He would write down on paper.
It on my phone now.
Yeah, he would write down on paper like a to-do list and something that you don't need to write down, like go to the bathroom or like shave. When you shave every day, it's not something you write down, but he would write shit like that down. Yeah, I also remember he was real weird with like, remember you would lay your clothes out?
Yeah.
He would lay his clothes out on the floor before school in the morning and take a flashlight and just like run it over the shirt to look for like any type of...
Cum stains?
Any type of... anything.
A fucking piece of dust, and I wouldn't wear it.
Yeah, he's so weird, dude.
I just do, I do certain things, especially with math. As I got older, I was able to, like zone in on the things I was really good at and then use them to my advantage, which then made me helpful to Rob.
He doesn't smile much either.
I don't smile. Yeah.
If you meet him in public and talk, it's almost like speaking to like
I'm dead.
Siri. It's just like it's like monotone.
Very like stoic face typically. Yeah. So, but anyway, let's get off that topic and keep it moving. Anybody got?
I did want to touch on one thing. You were talking about one of the supplements you were somebody said something about Candy Bliss.
Candy Bliss.
I don't know what flavor. Maybe not. What's the pills one?
Shredded as fuck.
Shredded. So I told this story, I think, on the podcast a while ago, but I'm going to tell it again real quick, just as a little plug, but also because it's a true story. And people I know sometimes think like, oh, they're pushing this for Rob or whatever. But the shredded, Rob had given me a sample packet of, I think it was 2 pills. Which is the regular dose.
Yep, red and black pill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. So I took them in the morning, I remember, and I went for a run.
You took 2 right off the bat?
Yeah, was that
yeah,
wrong?
it fucking says on there, take 1 to start.
I guess that's why my story's...
And then you went running?
Listen, if I know anything about Vinny, we do not read the warning labels on... Yeah. Steel supplements.
I could go back something else I took 4 of.
Yeah, hard AF.
Yeah, we'll get to that story. No, but long story short, dude, I took the 2, which I guess I'm wrong, and I went running in the park near my apartment, and the park is like set off of the highway, like down by like this river, and I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes in, I just remember my veins were bulging and my heart, I felt my neck. Like actually, like if I actually looked in a in my phone like mirror or whatever, like on like the screen, whatever, flip, like I'm looking at myself, and you could see my neck beating from my heart. And I remember making sure, like, let me get close to the highway, so that I legit was like, I'm gonna have a heart attack. At least where I fall down, cars will see me, so someone could call 911. Not even kidding you. Like. I was the first time, like, I thought I should probably call an ambulance.
The cap says...
It was fucking... I was pumping, dude.
It says take 1 tablet to assess your tolerance, okay? You're supposed to take 1. Now, in addition to take... Because I have it. I have the bottle, and I take it.
I mean, but how do you judge your tolerance?
I want you
by
to
taking 1.
Start by taking 1.
And then if it fucking... You didn't feel like your heart was coming through your chest, then you can take a second one another day.
Listen, the sample pack comes with 2.
Yeah.
I'm taking 2.
Yeah, same.
But that's because they're giving you fucking more than 1 day's worth. They're giving you 2 days. But anyway, the reason behind that is it also works as a pre-workout. But what it does in order to burn fat, it ups your heartbeat. Oh, yeah. I learned that the first day I took it because I did the same thing you did. I went running right after, and my fucking heart was coming through my chest, only on 1 pill. And then I realized after talking to Rob, he said, do not go running Like do your cardio as walk uphill 3 miles an hour on 7.5 or a 10, and that way you're burning fat, but your heart's not coming to your chest. Because if you go running and taking that pill,
it was scary.
No,
Yeah,
don't do that.
It was pretty wild. All right, well, it works, guys. Just in case you're
Definitely
wondering.
works. I had a guy at work today bought the mass stack, and that thing's like $250. He used Rob's code because he's trying to put on size. I showed him pictures of Ray and how much size Ray put on.
Why do I look so much different than Joey? Like,
What do you mean look like?
my screen's all Mike. Is that what it looks like on YouTube? Like mine's all Mike. Joey's is mostly him.
It's the
'Cause I
angle
fucking-
which you have the
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking camera, dude.
You control that.
control that. What, are you serious?
All right. No, but now it's getting closer. It's weird.
All right,
Whatever.
Ray, you got anything you got on your mind?
I think that we should actually jump into a sports minute with our boy the Pody.
All right, Pody, what do you got?
By the way,
Because,
real quick, you listen. You got this down. Sounds like professional.
he doesn't even write the shit down.
No, I know. It sounds great.
It sounds like you don't even listen to his podcast.
No, that I don't. I don't.
That's fucked up.
So what am I
Yeah.
saying?
Cody knows
Yeah, I
everything
got you.
sports. And he's still killing it with his bets. He's got a ton of money socked away with all this sports betting he does.
Take it away,
But,
Pody.
yeah, talk to us.
Okay, I will make this brief. Of course, it is preseason week 1 in the NFL. There's like 11 games going on. Jets and Giants is going on. Just reached halftime. Have it on in the background. HBO's Hard Knocks debuted the other night. The big thing with that has been Antonio Brown's feet. If anybody has seen them, he went into a cryo chamber with the wrong shoes on, and he got extreme frostbite. The picture he posted of his feet is disgusting. He looks like a homeless man, just been walking around on the street without shoes. In the world of baseball, 2 local teams, the New York Yankees killing it, and surprisingly, the New York Mets since the All-Star game. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I love to hate on the New York Mets. They have the best record in baseball since the All-Star break. They made the trade for Stroman. Everybody thought they'd be selling. It has paid off. They're within a game and a half a game back. They have a big series with the Nationals this weekend. So it's going to be an interesting August and September. Yankees continue to set records via the long ball. I think they won again tonight. But with that being said, yes, NFL is back. Got a lot going on with baseball. NBA, not too much going on. LeBron has been filming Space Jam, so that's been interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much the Sports Minute. And if you want to listen to more, you could catch me every Friday on This Week in Sports. Pody out.
Thank you for the Sports Minute, Pody. We're going to jump into a super chat. This chat comes in from Greg Issam. First, shout out to the bros. Had to jump in real quick and say big thanks to Ray on the Vegas tips last week. Shit was wild over there. Keep this shit going. Let's get it. Let's go. Thank you very much, Greg. We appreciate it.
I can't wait for Vegas.
Yeah,
I
I'm pretty
mean,
pumped.
every time I hear the word Vegas, I mean, this is my 9th or 10th year in a row. I've gone about 12 times in the last 10 years. It's hard to beat Vegas if you enjoy being with your bros and partying, being in the sun, I like pool parties more than I like nightclubs, and I bet most people do.
I like the pool parties.
I mean, all of that stuff is great, but it's just dope just for us to go with such a big crew with the homies, so that's pretty dope. Just to let everybody know, we're actually in the middle of trying to figure out hotel and airfare accommodations, see what Savage is staying with Savage. Joey naturally is staying by himself because he is a...
He's going to sleep the whole time.
Yeah, we didn't see Joey the whole Las
I
Vegas trip
fucked
because he'd be like, yeah, I'm going to go to the room and take a nap for an hour. Next
We
thing
only
you know,
saw
it's
him at
like
the
3
buffet.
o'clock. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. He's like, oh, I just woke up.
When
So.
you think about it, I mean, I was pretty heavy at that point too, and again, I'm still heavy. I'm hoping to go into Vegas less than 200 pounds this year, which would basically put me 50 less pounds than last year. I should not require all of these naps.
So this means that we're going to have shirtless Joey this time in Vegas.
I only did one pool party last year.
Shirtless
Because, and also subconsciously, I probably stayed in, dude, because I was just not happy with my body. Like, what the fuck am I going to go to a pool for? And keep my shirt on and look like the kid that wears the floaties in the pool? No. But this year... That's fucked up.
Beer's
But-
so strong. How you feeling for Vegas? How's your body coming along?
Who cares?
That's a good.
Honestly,
that is
I'm
the
in not
answer I
horrible
expected
shape.
from you. But that is the answer I expected from you.
Listen, I don't care. Like, I'm not in the best shape.
But you're a shape.
Dude,
I'm all right.
It's all
But
the,
it's
the
has
word.
nothing to do if you have a six-pack or a keg.
it's true.
It's how you carry yourself.
It's that talking game.
Yeah.
And
What does
then-
that mouthpiece do?
The best, I think the best move too. So the room my cousin AJ, who comes every year, who's like my fucking partner, but I got J-Lo now. So fuck that pussy.
Yeah. Fuck that
I got, how big's that room I stay in?
1,800 square feet.
Yeah, so about 2,000 square feet, fucking massive suite. Which,
Fireplace.
yeah.
Bathtub in the middle of
yeah,
the room.
it's insane. So I booked it, and my cousin bailed on me because he has a girlfriend now, but he's gonna blame like some other work trip or something. He met her like 4 weeks ago.
Do you have a whip sound,
Yeah,
Pody?
Dude, listen,
No?
guys. If you could talk about pathetic, this guy who's like typically a savage met some chick met her 5 weeks ago on a dating app, and he's like so obsessed with her that he doesn't want to go to Vegas. It's so disturbing that even if he tells me the day of they break up and he wants to come, I don't think I'm going to tell him go fuck yourself. But anyway, this room, I think the good go-to move, because it's so big, it's got a fireplace. You know, you meet girls out of the pool. The way Vegas is, it's dry heat. So in the shade, like if you go in the pool and then you get out and it's like 6 o'clock, sun's starting to go down, and it's like a little shady, you're a little like chilly.
In September.
Yeah, and the go-to move is like, yo, it's kind of cool. You want to go back to my room? We got a fireplace.
Yeah.
And then when they're like, wait, you have a fireplace in your room? They automatically are like, this guy's
That's
rich. And then yeah, that's it from there.
And if it's still 100 degrees outside, we'll just have the air conditioned town like real low so we can put the fireplace on.
Yeah. No, I leave it on all day. So I'm not paying for it.
And we are doing, we decided we're going to do Olympia, I believe, on Saturday. We're going
yes.
to walk around.
Yeah,
Just-
that is very important.
That's right.
and
That's the main reason we're going, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
we're,
Olympia,
gonna-
Obviously.
Yeah.
we're
That's
definitely
right.
going to broadcast it because I know that myself and I'm sure Rob has had a couple of the bros jump in our DMs saying, hey, are you guys going to be at the Olympia? You know, what days are you going to be there? So when it gets closer to the day, we'll definitely let everybody know. This way we can meet some of you guys who are out in Vegas.
I think we're going to have more fun at the expo this year than other years, too.
Yeah, I mean,
We're gonna
last year
we got the
still-
Arnold approach, I think.
Yeah, last year
Just show up drunk and fucking have a good time.
we did the Steel booth for Olympia this past year, which was a great time. Steel does everything for us. Rob was at the booth, met a ton of people, had a great time, was there all weekend. We have some more freedom this year since Rob's not at a booth, so we're just going to do a walk around because this year we're doing a booth at the Arnold this year. After going last year, well, everyone's gone 2 years in a row. I did not go that first year, but after going this past year, I realized, holy Christ, it's so worth going. So we're going to have a booth for, 2020? March or April, whenever the Arnold is, we'll have a booth for that. So Olympia, we're just going to walk around and have a good time, and then I'm sure people will meet us out. And Rob knows a ton of people that are in the industry that I'm sure we'll run into at whatever bar. But yeah, we'll keep everyone posted as Ray mentioned.
Yeah, Rob shouts out on the group chat, says that I only care about one body part, and I've been working that body part out for a long time. So I'm ready for Vegas. I'm pumped. Like,
Yeah, buddy.
Just in case
Ready.
anyone's wondering, the body part you're referring to happens to be between your legs. Is that what you're saying?
yes,
Okay.
it's called a cock.
I think this year I'm
Beard's so
going to
ratchet.
bring Cass Martin back to the room.
Oh,
Are you calling it out?
Yeah.
is she
Okay.
single or do you
No,
know?
she dates some like husky beard. He looks like a power lifter.
But does it matter?
Yeah, that doesn't matter anyway.
Nah.
It's Vegas.
And she's not married, I know that. And ladies, that don't matter.
No
either.
disrespect, right?
Everyone in Vegas is single.
Yeah.
Even if they're with someone while they're there. They're
I mean,
still
no disrespect, but you're single.
Now.
Anybody have any topics they want to talk about? Because I do have two topics I want to touch on before we get into Ray's Batty with a Fatty.
All right, go right ahead.
Take it away.
All right. So last week we talked about a topic that I want to touch on, which was if you are getting sucked off by a transsexual and you
Oh my God! Wait,
We're
I
gonna
listened to
rehash
this.
this.
Yeah.
Wait, I listened to this and I want to chime in. So I
Yeah.
don't know if you
So
want to
give
do yours
me,
first.
give me your input,
So
and I'm gonna tell you what I think.
So the whole thing was if you found out after, right? Is that
Yeah.
what it is?
yeah.
Okay, so here's my take on it, right? Joey, you said no, right? Or like you'd be mad or whatever.
No. He was like, before he found out it was him, he was like, nah, it's a month later, kind of let it go. Then I changed it up and said, now it's you. And he's like, I'm pressing charges.
Right. So if you think about...
can you even press charges?
I don't know.
Is that a thing?
What would the charge be?
I don't know.
For rape?
Rape?
Rape, well, because I didn't willingly have sex with that person.
Yes, you did.
The person I thought they were.
Well, then basically every girl that we banged could say rape because they thought we were somebody better than what we actually were.
You're right.
They do actually do that.
I thought he was such a good guy.
So here's what I was gonna say. Who do you, Joey, think? Who's the hottest chick like in the world to you?
Instagram model Lindsay Palis.
Okay, so if Lindsay Palis did you did whatever you could, right? And then the next morning, she's like, "I was born a male." This was my outlook on it.
I'd be upset.
You'd be upset. That's
it.
And what if she was like, "I was born a male. Let's do it again."
Dude, I'd have to say no.
I want you to know. I asked a lot of people this question after we did it.
I don't know who she is.
Everyone's a bit confused by how to react.
Yeah?
Everyone is like, I think I should be mad at this, but like, I really didn't know, but everyone has been like...
I want to tell you why I want to bring it up, because I asked my wife what she thought about this, and I told her what my perspective was, because as like a guy... Your natural instinct is to just go, and when I mean a guy, I mean like a man's man. You're saying just immediately, you just get in defense mode where you're like, "Fuck that! I don't. That's no." But then I asked her, and she's a woman, so she doesn't think like a fucking guy, and she like broke it down to me like a normal person, I guess, would. So, and she was saying like doing something gay, especially on accident, doesn't then make you gay. It's like what gender you prefer to have sex with, like on a regular basis, is what determines your sexuality, not like one encounter. Like, to give you an example, you consider like the highlight of your sexual career to have like a threesome, right, with two girls. You're not having a sex with lesbians. You're having a sex with two girls.
Why are you saying a sex? So creepy. I don't know if you sound like stupid or like super Italian. When you're having a sex with the...
Sorry. Sorry.
This is what we're talking about.
Right? He's not laughing now.
Oh, shit.
So long story short, he's gay.
Yeah, what are you getting at?
What I'm getting at is...
Your like orientation,
it's a matter of circumstance, is what I'm saying.
So what about a guy who does
gay?
it for like online for money, but he's like, yeah, I'm not gay, I just do it for
again. So that's my point, and the same thing for
you're saying he's not gay.
Yeah, I mean,
so
guys in prison,
but it's a gay act.
Yes, guys in prison, right? If you're in prison, you're straight your whole life. You go to prison. You now have to have sex with dudes every day.
Gay for stay.
Yeah, wow, you have to have sex with dudes every day.
Unless you want to get your ass beat every fucking day.
I'm going to use, or beat your dick.
No, I'm talking about if you become somebody's bitch. Like a small dude. Pody goes to prison. Yeah. He's somebody's bitch.
He's fucked.
He's gay, that whole sentence.
Yeah.
And what's he supposed to do about it? So my point is he's not gay. Because he had that interaction, that doesn't make him gay.
So that's also called rape. He's not being...
But you are okay with people who classify themselves as a woman even though they're a male?
I don't care what anybody does. I mean, when it then involves me without my knowledge, that's what the whole conversation was about. And in my defense, I was saying I'd be pissed off, but then I have to think about it rationally.
So you're okay with a guy using a woman's bathroom because he classifies himself as a woman? Then is what you're saying? You're okay with that?
I don't care. I mean, I think we should have unisex bathrooms, to be honest.
They do in Europe.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I care too. I think they should too if like the chicks are hot, but like... Yeah.
No, dude. Europe, you go to like a club bathroom, it's all chicks, guys. You're like, hey, it's fucking great. Yeah.
I'm trying to... That's... I'm known to like not to have like sex in like the traditional bedroom area.
Right.
Yeah, like club bathroom is something I haven't actually done, and it's...
Okay.
It's something I need to find in one of these like unisex bathrooms or a girl who doesn't care going into like a men's room.
Got it.
I don't care going to the ladies' room though. I'll go in there and fuck. I don't care.
Dude.
But
Anyway, to wrap up
Go
the
ahead, Joe.
conversation, which was about getting blown by a tranny and not knowing, is basically it doesn't make you gay that happened. It's only if that's something you would want on a daily basis every day and only that.
So you
was
could
that
suck
the
20 cocks.
conversation? Like,
That was our
does it make you gay? Or
Yeah,
is it just
yeah.
if you were going to be okay with it after?
No, Rob was saying, does it make you gay? That was
Oh,
the question.
got it.
So you have to get that like man mentality out
Not
of your
like
head.
does it turn you gay?
Does it turn you gay?
No, that's it.
That's
Almost
what
sounds
Rob
like
was trying to
no.
say?
It
No.
sounds like that's what you're saying right now.
that was
No.
never part of it.
No, I'm
Like,
just
are
saying.
you gay because of that? Is what you're trying
No,
to
yes,
say?
and you are not,
Okay.
in my opinion, because it's not your standard. Anyway,
Well, I mean, so like I'm a fan of Kim Kardashian. If I encountered her and we bang, and then she's like, "Hey, I was born a male. Here's a photo of me," and it's like Rob Kardashian, and then she's like, "You want to keep banging?" I'm gonna keep banging her.
So you're saying the doctor
Yeah.
was good.
I don't care. Yeah, she's hot. I don't know. I mean, I don't. But that doesn't make me. Doesn't mean I want to bang a dude. But her. I don't know. Anyway.
all right. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was the recent like mass shootings, and I don't want to get too into it because there's so many like perspectives on this and so many different opinions, and I just wanted to know, do any of you have anything you want to touch on this? Because I have just a couple things.
I'll do a quick one. Not necessarily the what happened, but people that are blaming guns. A lot of people are blaming guns in the U.S. and all this and that. They don't know their stats. I mean, do we have a lot of guns compared to other countries? Yes. Do guns kill people? Yeah. But everyone says like we should just ban guns, or even like, you know, you can go to Walmart and buy a fucking rifle in some states and it's totally fine. I think they said the one shooting, the guy legally bought his rifle at a store. But my theory is you could completely ban all guns. You could even confiscate guns from gun owners, which would actually be impossible. I forget the stats on that, but like, it's fucking impossible. There's at least one gun for every person in the U.S. But even if they collected all the guns, whatever the fuck they did, drugs are illegal and have been illegal forever, and people still get drugs. So if people want guns, they're going to get them legal or not. So I don't think you should be blaming the gun. You obviously blame the person. There's fucking psychos out there. You can't really. I don't think we can really change it. Everyone makes it like it's crazy in the U.S., but I think it's more the media than anything. There's shit that goes on in other countries that we just don't fucking know about. There's mass fucking killings in fucking cults in Thailand, wherever the fuck, and no
Weren't you
one.
in like Colombia or Brazil? You almost got fucking murdered.
Yeah, I ran in Brazil. I ran from gunfire.
Yeah.
I mean, no one. It's just not on the news.
Yeah,
We don't
certain
pay
countries
attention
is
to
like
it.
the Wild West, though.
Yeah,
in certain
yeah, that's
people.
exactly.
I
So
doubt
I mean,
that was in the Journal of Criminal Justice
Correct.
that week
No.
for the fucking
Yeah.
you almost getting shot. You know what I mean?
My thing. You can't. I don't know. As far as the gun thing, the people that think, oh, ban guns. Everyone's real quick to say get rid of guns. I think that's fucking stupid.
Gun control.
Well, even if
Yes.
you say ban guns, I mean, even if you ban guns today, people who should not have firearms have them currently.
Correct.
People who do not have guns,
So many
even
people
after they
have
ban
unregistered
them,
guns.
will find a way to get a gun in
They
their
don't
possession.
need a gun to kill people, though. Like I saw something.
there
where
wasn't
the guy
a gun,
had
there'd be
knife
something
and killed
else.
3 people and injured like 5 others.
Right.
Correct.
Cars, planes.
Yeah,
they
so
find a way.
if it wasn't a gun, people would definitely find a way to commit, crimes of, mass hate and or destruction. So
Just a quick question. We all have guns, everyone at this table. Jay, do you have a gun?
No, I currently do not own a gun.
So 3 out of 4 of us have guns. Which, not because people are going to wonder, are we like the gun control issue because we have guns and whatnot, and that's why we feel like that
Know
way?
your history. Read your history.
I don't,
There's
but
a
I'm all
reason
for
why
it.
people have guns, and it's the fight the government. The people who think the government is so in their face right now, wait till they take the guns away.
Right.
What happens?
Yeah,
you have no way to fight against people who have tanks and missile launchers and all this other crap. So it's like guns are not the problem. Society is a problem. I think the news advertising
I
this
think the
stuff
media
is a
is
problem.
the biggest problem in this country.
Yeah, like everyone's scared to go to Dominican Republic because like
Right.
10 people died.
Right.
But you know how many people died last year?
Probably more.
That's about 10, 12. You know how many people died the year before that? 10 or 12.
Right.
It's The
Dude,
number hasn't changed. Somebody just made a story.
Was it swine flu? Remember the one thing that was like
huge? I went to Cabo that month right after they announced it.
Like nobody. I think did anyone die? Or 2 people maybe?
It was like a couple people died.
No, remember when they were like quarantined in the U.S. They were quarantining people that were like diagnosed with. I think it was the swine flu, right?
Yeah.
And it was all over the fucking media, and there was like 2 people that got it that were like quarantined in the hospitals, and like I don't think anyone died from it. Like, and it was just the media that made it. Everyone was in fear.
As soon as it blew up, I went to Cabo like 3 weeks later. The resort was kind of dead, which was kind of awesome because we went with a big group of people, and we had the whole resort. We partied like crazy. It was a great time. But
I don't know if you saw, but a mutual friend of ours, Vin, recently posted an Instagram story. He's a journalist. You know who I'm referring to. And he just posted a warning that another country put out about traveling to the United States. They put out a warning that basically said, don't travel to the United States. It's very dangerous right now. Mass shootings.
Good.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Good. Stay out.
Well, the reason I wanted to talk about the topic, which we already have, so we don't really need to get too much more into it, was people were DMing me and asking, because Rob is so into toxic masculinity and that's kind of what he is that the reason for mass shooters? That they're not masculine and that they're depressed and that they have mental health issues?
I read an article today about it.
Because the world is kind of, it's equal rights now, and that's great, but also you're shunned kind of if you are not manly anymore.
I'm going to jump in real fast. Rob says he thinks he has swine flu right now.
So that's why I wanted to bring it up, because a couple people had asked me about that, if they think that. And if Rob was on, I'm sure he'd get into his whole toxic masculinity thing and how
I don't know if it has to do with toxic masculinity. I mean, you can't jump in everyone's head to analyze what someone's thinking or what someone's going through that makes them want to go through and fulfill these acts. People are, we're creatures of emotions and feelings. So if it's going to happen, man, it's going to happen.
Right.
It's you can't, put a particular stigma on. This is why this happens. This is why people shoot people. I mean, people do things for recognition. The one kid, I think they said, looked up to the Columbine shooting. People like cult shit. People follow evil. I mean, people are just evil, and that's just, it's the nature of society.
Yeah, I don't think there's a specific reason for anyone that does
absolutely
it.
not.
I don't think you're ever going to figure it out or fix it. Some people are fucking assholes, some aren't. I mean, I know they were saying too something like blaming video games and shit.
Yeah, I saw that one.
The fucking kid who just won that Fortnite thing, $3 million, is the furthest thing from someone that would shoot up a fucking Walmart.
Everyone's trying to place blame on something.
Something, absolutely.
But honestly, trying to place blame is part of the problem.
Correct. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
I think Jay is right, which he mentioned before the podcast, which was, don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Because then you bring, I looked up the history of it today because I was curious, because I was in high school for Columbine, and that was like the first memory I had of even school shootings. And prior to that, there were mass shootings. There was a bunch of them.
There was, yep.
The thing was, there wasn't the internet that fucking broadcast it. TV now with CNN and all the channels that broadcast 24/7 pump that shit out. And like you said, there's people that follow it, and then they're like, oh shit, I want to be on the news.
The
I'm gonna
news
do some dumb
and-
shit.
People
and
live
jealous.
stream killing people.
Yeah, live stream. People wear GoPros into church and shoot up people. So again, that's one of many things. There's too many guns. There's too many mental health issues. There's too much news to broadcast this shit. So there's a lot of problems. We don't have an answer, but I wanted to address that because there was people that were DMing me asking me if being a man would help. Like if, as a father, I have a child and I instill this like manly character into him, he'd grow up and wouldn't be depressed, and then wouldn't have this fascination with guns and wanting to kill up a bunch of people in a Walmart. I don't know if that's the answer, because I don't think it's the answer.
The problem is the media needs this to survive. These are companies that need money. They need some type of entertainment. They need a hot topic. They're not going to say, oh, look, Ray was over there helping a lady cross the street, because that's not going to sell anything unless he did it maybe shirtless. You have like 100 girls wanted to like maybe buy it.
Well, that's the same thing with police. All they do is put the bad shit out there.
Yeah.
They're not going to post a video of a cop doing something good.
No,
Nobody cares.
I do. I like it when I see like the cops are playing with like the kids in the street
Right.
or something. Like
Right.
those are like really inspiring stories. Like I like the cops when they were like the old school TV shows. Was that the Andy Griffin show? I know I'm going like, you know, the cop that he came around, he knew everyone in town. Like when somebody new came in town, he knew that person doesn't really belong there. But the cop was a friendly guy. He was somebody people went to help, not somebody that was just gonna like drag their life down and beat the crap out of them because they're whatever.
Right. Hey, I mean.
Yeah, well, that was basically all I want to talk about in terms of that topic. So, I guess there's your answer to those of you who wanted to know.
I think what you get out of this is shop at Target. You know.
That might be too soon.
I'm sorry.
No,
That makes it
good.
even worse.
I think that since
I
we
encourage people to not shop at Walmart, so I like that one.
I hate Walmart to begin with, but you know,
That's the devil.
well, them super ones are kind of nice now.
Oh my god.
You know?
Wow.
I think it's time for us to kind of switch focus and get
Yeah.
into something a little bit more positive.
What do we
Yes.
got?
Ray, why don't you
Ray?
introduce your own segment?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ray Worldwide's Baddie What a Fatty of the Week. Yeah. Take that. Let's get it, girl. All right, so this week's winner, I gotta say, this week was a really tough field. A lot of the bros had submitted women that had, 94, 97, 70,000 followers. And I found a little gem that only has about 13,000 followers, and she looked more like a real person and not an Instagram model. She didn't look like she was trying super hard. So this week for Ray Vegas's Baddie with a Fatty of the Week, we are going to pay homage to Haley_Broset. So that's Instagram handle HALEY_BROSETTE. Haley Broset. So Haley, you are this week's Ray Vegas's Baddie with a Fatty of the Week. You have 24 hours after the air of this podcast to reach out to myself or one of the bros of the round table to claim your prize. Anybody got that on their phone? Taking a look at that.
Oh, it
sweet
actually
booty.
popped up. Whoa.
Yep.
Did you
Wow,
get-
we're fancy now.
You see what I'm saying?
Pody, you
I
actually
said there's a girl in
put
the
up-
chat. She looks hot.
What?
So I'm trying to tell Jay that.
I'm like, oh.
He's showing me the chat, what Rob said.
Guys are
And
trying
I
to
said,
holler
are
at
you
guys on the
referring
girls in the
to-
live chat.
Are you referring to Kian?
Is that a girl?
Yeah.
in the
Kian is a
chat
friend
right
of the
now?
I don't know. Do
program.
we know her?
Yeah, she is a
She's a
good
friend of-
friend of
I'm
the
looking
program.
at a tiny photo. She's hot? She's a
Yeah,
friend?
she's very
she's
good looking,
pretty.
yeah. She's
in
a
the
friend of the
She's in the
program.
military.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey.
Um,
What branch do we know?
Air Force.
yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
Sick.
She offered, I think, we were going to shoot guns maybe in Vegas when we were there.
Yeah, she lives out in Vegas.
No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
think
believe
she's-
she's married or has a boyfriend.
She is married
So-
and her husband is dope.
My grandpa was. Did you know grandpa was in the Air Force? I
Yeah,
have
I
his
did know
military.
that.
Actually, he's Air Force. He uses his Air Force ID at stores that give discounts to
discount.
veterans.
Good
And
for
it's
him.
from like 1940.
He's like 87.
Yeah.
It could
If
be
it's
anybody.
from that era, it's like it wasn't even a real picture. It's like a stencil.
It's like it
of
looks
him.
like a fucking
It's
piece
a
of
stencil.
cardboard.
Yeah, it's a stencil of
pretty
him.
funny. Yeah.
Hand drawn.
And Rob just confirmed in the chat. He said Kian's smoking.
Nice.
But yeah, Ray. So what is the picture? We never even.
I don't. Pody had it up on the screen.
What are we looking at?
for
Yeah,
the
he
folks.
put it up
I
the
feel like we just
copy
ignored
yesterday.
that baddie with the
Oh.
fatty.
Yeah.
Where's she
Oh
look
wow!
like? What do we
Top
got?
left picture.
Is this the one you showed me?
That's the one that I showed
Nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Like a natural curve.
you. Yeah, she's just a natural
I like
curvy
it.
girl, and she
I like
wasn't,
Yeah.
one of the 90,000 followers. So.
Right.
No, that's a solid pick there, right? I would definitely co-sign on that.
All right, so
Cool.
good luck.
All right.
And last week, winner actually reached out to claim her prize. So big shouts to Ashton Shy.
Nice. All right. Cool. What else we got? Do we do pet peeves, or is that's gone? Cause
If you have one, you're more than welcome to take
I
it
wish I
away.
prepared myself for this. I got one real quick. When you tell your friends you're going to Vegas, then you date a girl and you don't go. Fucking pussy.
Listen, I hope he doesn't listen to the podcast.
I hope he
'cause
does. I hope she does.
I do intend on discussing with him the
I decided
life
that
balance.
when I'm in Vegas, when I'm drunk, I'm just gonna drunkenly text him, and I'm gonna tag him in every cool thing that I'm doing.
Yeah, trust. We did a little research on this young lady.
Yeah.
Because we want to know who's fucking up our Vegas trip.
Yeah.
And we realized she doesn't really like the things that we do.
Yeah, no.
She's kind of anti-us.
She's very, very.
So,
It's going to be hard for him to. He's either been faking it to us for a long time, or he's got to fake it to her now for a long time. And I wanted to be able to talk to him when I have the opportunity to try to explain to him. And he doesn't have to take my advice because he's going to say he doesn't want to. But there's a balance. You can have a relationship and still be a normal human being. You don't have to be fake. You don't have to not go out. You don't have to fall madly in love and never go to Vegas again. That's not a thing because that shit won't last. No relationship survives where you two lock yourselves in a room for eternity. It don't work like that. So you better learn how to have a balance or he's going to be single forever. So
he's going to regret it. I can tell you that much.
Dude, are we going to take a pool of like how long this lasts?
We're going to...
I don't think we should put a poll on his relationship, man. That's bad. That's bad juju.
No, but we could put an option there like last forever. You know,
it's not gonna. He's an idiot.
I mean, no, I don't think it's gonna last long.
He's a fucking idiot, dude.
But I mean, I want him to find somebody.
And that's the thing. I was saying the other day to I don't know who I was talking to. I don't want the kid to because he's been single for a couple of years. The 3 or 4 serious relationships he had, they all fucking cheated on him, which I think it's him doing something wrong because that's kind of weird. And now he's been single for 2 years, and he's been slaying like hundreds of women. I'm not even kidding you, hundreds. And now all of a sudden he met this chick, and he's like madly in love with her. But I don't, and I want him to be with a girl. I mean, we're all pretty much dating somebody, right? Except I guess J-Lo. But I don't know. Something's not right.
I just feel like the same outcome will happen in this relationship as his past relationships
100%.
because his behavior is no different. He's done the same thing each time he's dated these girls, which is, he stops almost hanging out with us.
Correct.
And every time I see that as a sign of you doing whatever she says, which you should always abide by the rules that your relationship has set. But that doesn't mean cut everybody out.
So this is what I think, right? A woman always wants more, right? So he's the type that gives them everything. Like this. Like he won't go to Vegas. He's with them 24 hours. He'll do everything they want. And, if you see the pattern, they all cheated on him. To me, it's, well, if you give them everything, they still want more, right? They're just going to go somewhere else. You can't. And I'm not saying treat a girl like shit.
I want you to know I got more to give him.
You know what I mean? You gotta. He does, folks. He does. But yeah, he's just doing something wrong, dude. But whatever. He's gonna regret it because we're gonna fucking live it up in Vegas, and you guys are gonna get to watch. Because I'm gonna be posting hella stories. Me and J-Lo, we're gonna be partying. Ray, you in on this?
Yeah, I'm gonna post that picture back up that we took in Atlantic City.
Which one?
The one of you and I doing the showdown.
Oh, I know. That's not even
right.
a fight.
That's right.
It was a bloodbath last year.
Dude, yeah.
Like,
still gonna post it, damn, it's a good picture.
it was a bloodbath. Like, it wasn't even fair.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate all your help.
Yeah.
I
I tried.
No,
but
no.
I tried, but then I was like, I just need to show up for us. Not like I knew you weren't really going to be able to handle anything, so I went in there and showed up for us and what we do because listen, they don't know what we do. They don't know.
Thank you, Jay.
So a hard AF's coming?
Oh man, speaking of hard AFs, right? So we're trying to think of like a segment that I can really talk about, and since I'm like almost an expert now in hard AF, and a couple of people have DM'd me over this few weeks and basically asking me about hard AF and shit like that. So based off of our funny story that we had, and I have a couple in the bank that we're gonna ask for people to DM me some funny stories that they had after taking some hard AF. So if anyone out there and you had like a really great time experiencing it, shoot me a line. If it's a good story, we'll read it out here.
And make it like, don't take them like to sleep with your girlfriend. Like that's just corny and weird. Make it like it's. I think it's better to use it for like a cool fucking story or a cool night.
One of the things that was funny is one of the bros did take a video of the Empty Heart AF, and he pans into his bedroom, and his wife's in the bed, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm about to put a baby in my wife, right?" And you hear her say, "Get off the phone and fuck me." So, yeah, throw all of that stuff to Beard So Strong's way.
Yeah.
Joe, you got some closing things to say before we wrap?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, Rob will be back next week. He was just out this week because he basically has the flu. He probably has the flu, but he's...
Yeah, swine flu. We confirmed it earlier, swine flu.
He refuses to go to a doctor to get the official diagnosis, but he definitely has the flu. So for anyone who did listen tonight and stuck with us the whole way, we appreciate it. Because even though he wasn't here, we just try to do what Rob does, and that's like help people basically escape from their problems, get an hour through their day, and a lot of the stories we tell are hoping people use those to kind of like live their best life. Life is really short, and lately I've been telling people money can't buy time, because we're all getting older, obviously.
Money can't buy time, says the man who never stops working.
Yeah, no, well, I mean in terms of experiences.
Sure.
Like, you have to work in order to have money to experience shit. So if I was a fucking bum, I wouldn't be able to live the life I live. So my point is, money can't buy time in terms of how you live your life. You should live your life fully and not like say one day I'm gonna do this. So when
You just do it. And if you don't know how, just ask me. I'll fill you in.
So
You can do anything.
we hope you take some of the advice we sometimes give you, and and next week Rob will be back. Ray, want to close us out?
Yes, sir. So for our fearless leader and numero uno compadre, Robert Frank 615, for Joey MPC, Beard So Strong the Pody, Vinny Vegas, and your boy Ray Worldwide, let's get it, let's go. You have listened to the Glorious House of Games podcast, and we will see you next week. Let's go.